What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. So I'm up here in Raleigh. I've been here for about 3 days now, fishing the lakes up here. To say the least, it's been pretty tough. Been up here for 3 days, fished every day since I've been back. The first day, it wasn't horrible. I caught some fish. Got up early that morning, met up with my buddy Owen, and we went fishing in the morning. We didn't catch anything for a couple hours. He had to leave around 10. And then about 30 minutes after he left, I ended up catching this. And after that, my buddy Blake met me out here. We went fishing for a couple hours. Again, didn't really catch anything until the evening kind of set in, and then we started catching some fish on some laydowns. And I ended up losing 2 because they got me wrapped up, and ended up losing them both. Yesterday, me and Blake went out again, and we threw the swim baits all day. Like nothing but glide baits, big soft swim baits and stuff, just trying to get a big bite. He hasn't caught one on a swim bait yet, or I think he's maybe caught one in like a pond or something, but he hasn't caught any like legit swim bait fish. And it's been a while since I did, so I thought, hey, maybe we should go out and try some. Didn't get any fish on it though. I might try them again today, but really just want to catch some more fish. So today I'm just gonna be throwing really anything that the fish want, and hopefully we can get some fish. I'm just starting in the back of this creek, and I'm gonna work my way out after I fish this little kind of bridge portion a little bit further back, and if I get some bites around the bridge, I might go back even further. But if not, I'm probably just gonna keep heading out of this creek, trying to find some fish that might be moving in, following some bait in and stuff. So hopefully we get some fish today, guys. Stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoy today's video. There we go. First one of the day on a little square bill by a laydown. Sort of in the back of this creek. Decent one. Not bad. Good way to start the day. Yeah, don't do that. There we go. Alright, well, not a bad, I mean, he's small, but first little guy of the day. Not a bad one on a little square bill next to a laydown. He's ready to go. Here he goes. Got a bite by the by a laydown on a shaky head. I was like, okay, so there's some fish along this bank in these laydowns, just on this little square bill, chartreuse, blackback. Good way to start the day, but it's been probably like an hour and a half since I started fishing. Yeah, I've been messing around some other spots, not really having too much luck. I've been seeing a lot of fish, a lot of bait on the graphs, just haven't been able to get any of those to bite. And so I just found this bank, a little bit of a steeper bank, going back into this creek. Got a bite on the shaky head, like first cast into one. And I was like, all right, so there's fish up in here. Threw a little square bill in there, got a fish. I'm gonna try to roll with that, try to get some more fish off these laydowns. Got a couple more. I might do another lap around them, try to get some more fish off of it. But yeah, I just put it right next to the laydown, a few cranks into the retrieve, and he was there. So stay tuned, y'all. I'm gonna see if I can get some more. Wish me luck. That's a fish. Not a bad one at all. Don't know why I put that back. Oh, that's a pretty decent one way back in this creek. Oh, he slammed it too. Got that square bill way in there. There we go, y'all. Not a giant, but second fish of the day, again on a square bill. Came back up in this creek that I said I was starting out at, like way back in it. He hit that square bill. Not a bad one, about the same size, but he hit that square bill hard. And it's good to know that there's fish back here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy back in the water. There he goes. Definitely starting off today better than the last couple days. I just decided, you know, I caught that 5-pounder in the same kind of area back in the creek, shallow water with standing timber. I thought, you know, that's the biggest fish I've caught since I've been back up here fishing these lakes, and I'm just gonna try to replicate that and hopefully try to get one to bite up here. And I'm basically just burning and pausing this square bill, and that's what that fish hit. Hopefully there's more back here. Yeah, we'll see what happens, y'all. Stay tuned, see if we can get some more. That's a fish, finally. Feels like a pretty decent one. About to find out. Yeah, it's not a bad one. I think I got him foul hooked a little bit. Back in this little pocket, kind of went more towards the main lake. Oh, it's got me wrapped. There's a lot of wood back here. Come on, buddy. Get out of there. There we go. Yeah, not a bad one. Definitely not a bad one. Chunky fish. There we go. Probably the best one of the day. Not a bad one at all. Back of this little pocket, off a limb on this laydown. Not a bad fish at all. Probably 2 or 3 pounds. Whew. Another one on the square bill though. Square bill's getting it done. This guy was way back in this pocket off the main lake. Found a stretch that doesn't have as many creeks and, you know, it's a little bit more straight and narrow, and pull off of one of these pockets with some wood in it. Sure enough, there's a fish back here. Nice little fish though. I'm gonna get him back in. There he goes. They've all had such calm releases. Haven't had one splash and make like a big commotion. Well, that felt good. Definitely gotta retie that. He had me wrapped in the limb that he bit off of. I'm guessing he was hanging around it. Then he got me wrapped in a limb that I can't even see out here. I had a feeling there might be a fish off of that, so that maybe we can turn that into a pattern. Like I said, they haven't been patternable or very easily patternable in the last couple days that I've been up here fishing. Yeah, it's about midday now. Took off the hoodie, it's getting warm. Hopefully we're on to something. I'm gonna keep doing this, probably find some more pockets like this. I feel like it's a little bit easier to find fish, you know, in the backs of those creeks and stuff. There's a lot of guys, a lot of other anglers kind of in the backs of the creeks, and not in the backs, but you know, in those big creek arms. So there might be more fish out here that may be less pressured. So yeah, another fish, guys. Stay tuned and hopefully we can get some more. Holy bait ball. Look at this, y'all. Huge bait ball back here. Huge bait ball. Didn't even fit all the way in the frame. I mean, I got it zoomed in quite a bit, but here's a wider angle just so you guys can see how big it is. That's a lot of bait. There we go, another fish. Same kind of deal. Oh, this one's better. Same kind of deal. About the same size, but yeah, another back of the pocket, lay down, square bill. Just getting it done for me today. Not a bad one. Seemed to be about the same size today, but about the same size. Another little one, but hey, we'll take it. It's been tough. This is the best pattern I've gotten onto in a while. That was a better release. Was that 4 fish today? Not bad. A little pattern I'm starting to get on. It's the closest thing I've gotten to a pattern in the last like couple days. It's been pretty tough. All right, well, yeah, let's just see if we can get some more, I guess. Just rolling with that little pattern. Fat John 60. It's a little 1 to 3 foot diving, I think is what it said on the package. I think it dives a little bit deeper than 3 foot though. I swear I've gotten it snagged and I'd like put my rod tip down to get it unsnagged and the water would be like up to there. I'd be like, what the heck? It's definitely deeper than 3 foot, but yeah, this little chartreuse blackback crankbait is getting it done. Silent, flat-sided, even though it's pretty wide, it's still flat-sided. I know a lot of people like a flat-sided, silent crankbait in the fall, is what I've heard that a lot of people like, and it's definitely working out for me today. I've thrown some other types of crankbaits at them. I've thrown some more of the lipless, but since those lipless, you know, the lipless crankbaits have a very loud rattle. This one's a rattle trap. I threw those around a little bit. I'm sure I could get one on it, but I feel like back in these little pockets and stuff, it's really quiet, and I feel like a lipless might just be too loud. If I was more on the main lake, or if I was in an area that had a lot of wind or something to kind of stir things up to get those bass to bite, then maybe I'd throw that lipless more, or maybe a crankbait with rattles in it. But I've found that I like a little bit more silent crankbaits in the falls, but it's really up to the fish. Seems like they kind of like that too, so I'm gonna keep fishing it, see if I can get some more. I've thrown around shaky heads and stuff. Like after I caught a fish in a laydown or something, I've thrown around the shaky head, kind of backing it up and just making sure I'm not leaving behind any fish, and nothing will really bite it. I don't know if there's just one fish in the laydown or if they just don't want the shaky head, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned, y'all, and I'm gonna see if I can get some more fish. Alright, y'all, well, I can't seem to get any more fish to bite, so I'm about to head off the water. But before I get off the water and I end today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the rod setup I was using, and the rod, reel, line, just kind of give you guys some tips on it, because I wasn't really aware of how important it is to have the right rod and reel setup. Like, I knew a lot of people talked about it and stuff, but when I was starting out, I didn't really look into getting an actual crankbait rod. I would just get like a medium fast action. I'd use it for, I don't know, a lot of different things, but it wasn't really the best for crankbaits. And up until I got this little crankbait rod, I did not realize how important it is and how many fish I was losing because I wasn't using the right stuff. So this is my cranking setup. It's a Cashin's CRT crankbait rod. It's one of their like kind of lower end model rods. I also have a deep cranking one in the, I don't know the name of the model of this rod, but it's one of their more expensive ones. That's my deep cranking rod. I was using that for deep cranks over the summer and stuff, and I was using it a little bit today and didn't get any fish on it. But basically this rod is a 7-foot medium moderate fast action rod. I would definitely say it's more moderate than fast. Like when you look at this rod, you can't really see it. You probably can't see it right here, but I'll put in some clips of it loading up on some of the fish that I've been catching on it. It loads up on them and it keeps them pinned very well. Definitely a really bendy, moderate rod. It bends way into the blank. I love it. It helps so much with keeping fish pinned and keeping fish on these treble hooks, which can be kind of hard sometimes. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you might remember I had a big problem losing fish on glide baits and treble hook swim baits because I couldn't keep them pinned. Now I think I got that problem fixed with another rod, but basically same concept. You know, if you use too heavy or too stiff of a rod, it's not going to be able to absorb the head shakes. It's not going to be able to absorb the fish fighting back and stuff, and you know, it's real easy to rip out these treble hooks out of the fish's mouth. Having the right rod definitely helps. And for a while, you know, I was just using like a medium fast action, no moderate, just a medium fast action. It was really stiff, really only had that bend in the tip, and it definitely did not keep them as pinned as this one. I'm losing a lot less fish fishing this rod, and I like it a lot. And the reel I was using is a 6:6 to 1 gear ratio. I've heard people going up to even 7 and sometimes even 8 when they're using a square bill. I think a 6:6 to 1 works good for me, but I was actually thinking about putting on a 7 to 1 gear ratio reel on this rod, but I didn't have it of the line with me that I wanted to put on it. And the line I'm using is 12-pound fluorocarbon. I've also heard people say they like using mono for like shallow cranking and stuff. I guess it's really up to you. It's, you know, I prefer fluoro over mono just because, you know, mono can get kind of annoying sometimes with like the memory, and I don't think it has as much abrasion resistance as the fluoro does. Fluoro seems to work well for me, and yeah, I really like this setup for my cranking. I've done lipless crankbaits on it. I've done square bills. I've used it on some more medium depth diving, probably like 5 to 8 foot mid-depth diving crankbait right there. And I've also even thrown jerk baits on this. It works really well for that too. The only problem is the tip in the rod is just a little bit too soft for jerk baits. You know, with jerk baits you want a little bit more of that fast action tip. Really get a good snap it when you're twitching your jerk bait. I caught some fish on this rod with the jerk bait and it didn't seem to affect the action too much, but it definitely took a little bit more of like a swing, and you definitely had to pop it a little bit harder to get the jerk bait to do anything. So I probably should get an actual jerk bait rod, which would make those as well if you didn't know. It's definitely a lot more moderate, but it still has a little bit of a fast action tip so you can snap it and really pop your jerk baits and really get them to twitch well. Losing fish on jerk baits is something that happens to me all the time because of the rod not, you know, having enough give, and it seemed to work well with this. It's just I'm gonna have to give it a little bit more pop, or I'm just gonna have to get an actual jerk bait rod eventually. But yeah, y'all, it's been a little bit of a tough day. Got onto kind of a pattern, I guess you could say. I caught 4 fish on it. I don't know. I mean, it could have been better. I want to know how other guys did on the lake today. I've heard from other people that it has been tough, and from the last 3 days that I've been up here, it seems to be pretty tough. I think give it a little bit longer up here. You know, we're going to start to see some more of that fall stuff. They're definitely starting to feed, and they're definitely, you know, starting to feed up for fall and everything. I just don't think that they're in that stage yet. I think we just need to give it another like week, maybe 2 weeks, and hopefully we can get some more fish feeding like how they were a couple videos ago when I was fishing down in Wilmington. They're feeding up real well at that lake, and hopefully in this lake and up here in Raleigh they start doing that as well. But since I didn't catch any big ones in today's video, I'm probably just gonna leave you guys with the clip from a few days ago when I caught that bigger fish that I kind of showed you guys in the beginning of the video. I'll leave you guys with that clip. I'll see you guys at the end of this big fish catch. There we go. Jeez, it took so freaking long. Holy sh! Oh my god, this is a giant. This is a giant. Oh my goodness, y'all. I was not expecting that. Oh my god. What a way to start the video. Well, this is not the start to my day. This has been hours of trying different things. It's like a 6. Oh my goodness, y'all. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. What? I am so confused. Not confused, I'm stoked. I don't know what has been going on today, but this is definitely a good way to get the first fish of the day. A little square bill. That's a solid first fish of the day, probably 5 or 6. Chunky fish. Hey. Yeah, that's a chunky fish for the first fish of the day. That's a very good start. Let's go ahead and see how much it weighs. He's gonna go about 5 pounds 4 ounces. A little 5-pounder, chunky, short 5-pounder. There she goes, back down. Very soft release, but. All right, y'all, well, that is about it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Share this video with a friend if you think they might enjoy it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.